Hi beauty bums, what's up? It's Sunday today in this particular moment of time, and I don't actually know what the date is. Shoot, but that's okay. I know we're coming up to a new moon, and the new moon is going to be in Aries, and Aries is my sun sign. So I really have an intimate connection with Aries and the energy that the sign, these stars hold, which is quite progressive. It is the first sign of the zodiac, so it is. It's known as like a child. It's known as quite leadership driven, new beginnings, enterprising. It almost feels like it fits so perfectly with a new moon, because it's all about that dreaming and manifesting, that dreaming and planting that seed for the growth or the intention. Yeah, so I'm not going to speak too much about this right now, but just starting this class with some intentions, putting them in your heart. It's so profound how important. It's so profound and important. The quality of our thoughts. Intention is like the key to manifesting anything that you want. Intention plus the attention on this intention. So it truly is a powerful tool that we have, and to work with the cycles, to work with the energy of the moon, the planting seeds at the new moon so that they may grow, is so special. And we can really use the energy of the moon, the energy of the cycles, to move our intentions forward. So take some space today or in the next couple of days and just I don't know, what are you building? What are you dreaming up? What do you want to see come to manifest in your life? It's the spring right now too. We just dipped into springtime, said goodbye to the winter, and you see it in nature everywhere. The flowers are blooming, the trees are blooming, the grass is coming back green. There's a life that is present, and these are peculiar times right now. Really an interesting air with what's going on in the world. And in the chaos and in the destruction and in the falling of systems, there is an opportunity for rebirth. There is this, there is medicine underneath all of this that's going to heal. It's going to transform. It's going to shapeshift and phoenix us into a new reality. And I think there's something really potent right now about manifesting, putting into some ideas, some context, some dreams of what that new reality is going to look like for you. Or are you in alignment? Are you going in a direction that feels, in heart direction, right? And then just working with our cycles, because spring is this beautiful time that teaches us, there's always life. There's I was speaking about this just a second ago. There's this beautiful lesson in our breath and in the cycles and the time. And it's we're inhaling life. We're inhaling. It's trust. Inhaling trust and light and love and life. And then we exhale, surrender, and let go. And we trust the inhale to give us life again. And I think there's just something that needs to really be brought back into our breath, be brought back into our cycles, watch nature, watch ourselves. Because even in this chaos, even in these tough, challenging times, I think there will be that inhale coming. There will be that next, that life, that love, that trust that everything is going to be okay. Without further ado, let's move. I'm just going to flow with you. It's going to be movie and soft. I think there might be a couple little power pack points, but let's make it soft and serpentine. Cool. So with that, I'll leave that intention work with you, that dreaming work with you. The time is now, so make some lists and then not just making lists of dreams and ideas, but actually like how are you going to start right now? We have a lot of space. I mean, you might be stuck in your home, you might be stuck in a confined space, but within that confined space, there is space. There's so much space. So what are you creating? How are you going to start right now? Okay, so finding a seat. And if you can be on your bum here, it's just a nice way to start. And take your hands to your knees in this cross-legged position, and if you need a block here, you can take one underneath of your bum. That might give you an opportunity to have a little bit more space in your hips and just a nicer seat. And we're going to move a little bit here, so if you don't need a block, then just place a block to the side. So hands on the knees and just begin to move your ribs, making big circles and connecting into space, connecting into your parts and just feeling edges, feeling the boundary, the constraint of your fascia, the constraint of your skin. Noticing if any places feel stickier or tighter than others, and just moving with a breath of softness into those spaces. Good. Connect into your head and allow your head to move intuitively. And perhaps for me, it feels right for example, when my ribs go towards the right, that I'm reaching my neck towards the left. Just finding some soft intuitive movement here, back and forth, side to side, circles, big rotations. You can begin to move your shoulders. Not really worrying about what it looks like. And just moving with an intuitive quality that is feeling and sensing. You could even shut your eyes here and really just make this an inward journey. Your hands have been on your knees, and now I offer that you can take them around your body. Perhaps walking around, coming low, rippling, and stretching into the sides. Just make it your own. A practice of moving and exploring. Opening and closing. And twisting, chin tucking in, and then opening, broadening, expanding. Just playing with the potential that your body has from your seat, from your roots, grounded, maybe, grounded and lifting, forward and back, up and down, sides, front and back, roots and rise. And then coming back, hands to your knees, and just revolve your ribs in big circles. It's like you're stirring a pot inside. Big circles, one direction, noticing, and just breathing soft. And then switch your direction, go the other way. One side is stickier than the other, maybe. One side is tighter. And then coming back to your seat. Find a tall seat, a lifted chin. Allow yourself to breathe here just for a couple moments. And connecting in with your breath. Big, full, expanded ribs. Chin lifted, throat open. And soften the belly. And soften the face. Allow your eyes to open. And take your right hand to your left knee. Stretch up into the sky with your left hand. And allow your hand to support you as you rise up and through the left ribs and arc over towards the right. Just almost like a supported stretch here. You get to control how deep you go with the hand against the knee. If you want something deeper, you can take your right hand to the right side, slide it out, even all the way down to your forearm. Just reaching and rising, a little pulsing into your left side line. You could even be pressing the ground away, lifting the elbow up and down and up and down. Whatever feels good for you here. And then whether you have your knee or your hand to the ground, let's curl in, chin tucks into the chest. You can cross your arms in front of you and then bow it back open, root the hips back, soften the belly forward, lift your chin and open it up. And the same thing for down here. We'll do that one more time. And curling in, chin tucks into the chest. The left hand just lands forward of the heart. And then root back and spiral back open. Hips back, soft belly. Reaching up and rising over. And then lifting back up through center, we'll switch sides. First stop, left hand to the right knee. Right hand, big reach up towards the sky and then arc over towards the left. Breathing into the spaciousness along your sideline. If you have if you want more depth, I should say, if you have the space along your side, you can slide your left hand out, maybe even coming down to the forearm, whatever feels right. Just keep picking up through the the right ribs. Chin is lifted, crown is reaching. You can even play with gentle pulses here. And again, working those two variations if you've caught your knees still reaching up, and then we'll take a curl in, chin tucks into the chest, the arms cross forward of the heart, and then open it back up, root back, soften the belly forward, and then reaching up, rising to arc over. And if you've got this extension, we'll just take the arm and dip it down, curl in, broaden through the back, and then root the hips back and peel back open, spiraling up. Big breath into the sideline. And then coming all the way back up. Take the hands forward so that you can take the feet back. Hands and knees. Pick up the butt to the sky. So my hands are as wide as the mat or as wide as the shoulders, whatever makes more sense. My feet are wide too. I like it a little bit wider than my hips even. Root down through the paws and take a big bend into the knees as we have a springy quality here. And then with this quality of spring, root your hips and your butt wide, high, up into the sky. The wrists are ahead of the shoulders. Push the ground away to hold spaciousness through the shoulder blades. A little shift of your hips side to side. Find a softness. Serpentine motion begins in the hips. and works its way up through the belly and then into the ribs and then into the head, and you're waving back and forth. And then find some stillness, connect into your roots. Strong push of the mat away. Paws connected, pushing down and out to the side. The hips reaching and widening back, high, up into the sky. Slight external rotation of the right hand. Toes and knees twist left. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into the left side line. And imagine yourself turning into a human rainbow and creating this big arc. Each extension, we rise a little bit higher, lifting up into the left ribs. The chin is lifted, the throat is open. Big extension. One more pulse, big stretch, open it up. And come back through center. And pedal the heels, little shift of the hips side to side. And find a softness in the belly, in the heart. And then externally rotate the left hand just a little bit, toes and knees twist right. Hips sit low, big rise into the right side. Again, searching that rainbow shape, that big arc up and over. Pulsing, lengthening into the right side line. And last big stretch, right arm reaches forward and long, open it up. Back through center. Step wide and step wide. Take a deep seat, root the hips way back, come back, sliding the hands. And then when you get to a space where you can connect into the butt even more, connect those feet. Paws, in particular, push down and out to the side, fires up the bum. And then lifting with an open belly, the heart rises high. Here, let's take the right seat to the inseam of the right thigh, bend into the knees, root the hips back, arc up and over towards the right. Think about extending through the left side line, hips gently pulsing back, lifting up and arcing over. And then come through center, other side. Left hand connects to the inseam of your left thigh, big rise up and arc over with the right arm. So we're finding that big extension along the right side. And then find a little sway and glide your ribs side to side. Walk the feet to the center of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. I like mine almost as wide as the mat. Bend into the knees just a little bit so that there's a springy quality, so that we hold a lightness and we're not locking out the legs. Hips gently back, reach your arms forward, press fullness into the back of so the more we push forward, the more we broaden the shoulder blades, so the shoulders widen. So pushing forward to really hold that spaciousness for the thoracic spine. Sweep the hands back, cupping both sides of the skull with your hands. Press the head into the hands, open up your throat. Tendency has the elbows going wide, so hug them narrow. Narrow-ish. You want them to be forward so that you can see the elbows with your eyes, but then you want them to resist externally just a little bit so that you hold that wide, engaged quality. Okay. Bend into the knees move forward and the hips glide back. Lift through the center, rise up, open the belly. We want to keep a gentle bend in the knees, and we want to keep our hollows in the groins just a little bit. Hips back, rise, center, lift up. Thinking about lifting upwards, making more space on all sides of the torso versus going straight back. We want to try to try to create the length and not the crunch. Next time you rise up, when you sit down, we'll tuck the chin into the chest, fill through the back of the heart. Elbows can tap in front of your nose, a little glide of your ribs side to side. And then sit deep, root the hips back, and ripple back open, blooming high to the sky. And do that one more time. Curl in, chin tucks into the chest, fill through the back heart, shoulder blades broad. A little glide of your ribs side to side. And then sit deep, root back, and ripple back open, blooming high to the sky. Release and just feel. Press your arms forward, hover the heels, and then shift the heels in towards each other. Lower them back down. Well, I guess you don't have to. And then bend into your knees. Keep your hips moving backwards so the glutes are moving back, the belly stays long, and the heart stays full as you come all the way down. If you need some support, you can take a block underneath of your bum or even a wider stance and go down less, yeah? So making this your own, I allow my heels to lift because if I tuck them down, then I'm just curling through my back, which isn't like the worst thing for you. But in order to honor the integrity of my spine and to hold a certain tone and engagement in the back, I've got a hovered heel. The knees are energetically lifting upwards. And yeah, this is where I'm at. So if this is a lot for you, you might stay. Otherwise, we're gonna take right hand to the inside edge of your right thigh. For me, my elbow meets the knee. And then take a fist down to the ground so that your index finger and your middle finger kind of press down. Reach the left arm high into the sky, arc up and over. Lifting up through the left ribs. And keep the chin lifted and the throat open. The head is in line with the heart. So we're not looking up towards the sky, we're just looking straight ahead. And then other side. Left fist can meet the ground. The elbow kind of just resists into the knee. Reaching up and arcing over. A little rising through the space underneath the right armpit. Chin is lifted, throat is open. And then come back through center. Take your right foot, begin to narrow it inward so that your right knee lands down to the ground. Untuck your right toes, press the top of the foot and drag it back so that you get a low hollow in the ankle. You can see that. Cool. And then we'll take a block here or not, but blocks are kind of nice. And we're just gonna a little pulse in here. Can move your hips side to side. I'm into exploring movement. What happens if you go low? What happens if you go to the side? You know, just make it your own. Okay. And then coming back through center, you can use your hands to lift back up into this deep crouch. And then pivoting on the left toes so that the left knee can land to the center of the mat. Untuck the left toes. Press the top of the foot down into the ground. You can have a block to this side as well. Just a little pulsing, creeping into your inner groin, your inner thigh. If you have more space, you can take the hands down to the ground in front of you. You can move your hips side to side. Just finding what feels good, moving in organic and, let's say, intuitive ways. And coming back through center. Hands forward, step back, hands and feet. So the feet are wide, nice bend into the knees, the hips rooting back wide and high into the sky. And the wrists are ahead of the shoulders, push the ground away and inflate through the back rib cage. And then just knee knocks to the center, dropping right knee to the middle of the mat-ish. It's kind of like trying to get there. You push the mat away, right ear to right shoulder. And then left knee towards the center of the mat. Keep pushing the mat away, left ear to left shoulder. And back and forth. Narrow the knees to lower the knees. Untuck the toes and find some undulations of your spine. Get wavy. Moving to move and connect to each vertebrae. And then find some stillness. Root your hips back. Feel the butt widening behind you. Hands walk wide off of the mat so that you have space to get broad. And then take your heart forward so that you come onto the top of the thighs, the place that doesn't feel bony like your knee. It should feel like the meaty part, the beginning of your thigh, the muscle. And then hamstring hug, heels towards the bum so that the hips really root back. And you can feel like a tensegrity in the belly. When the hips pull back, the belly gets long and tight, like an elastic band. And then you can play here, just working that tense and pull in the belly. Or you can hold the tensegrity, you can hold that hamstring hug, keep the hips rooted back, and then work some push-ups coming down halfway, just to the height of the elbow, and then lifting back up. Keep the fullness, the lightness in the ribs, all sides of the rib cage expanding, and a particular focus on holding the spaciousness between the shoulder blades. Everybody coming all the way down onto the belly. Take the elbows ahead of the shoulders. You make a little flower cup or heart hand. Dig the elbows down just gently towards the heart. Hold the fullness in the back and tick-tock your knees side to side. The knees can be gently pressing down into the mat just a little bit, like ever so subtle, so that you lift into the hollows of the groins, little pockets in your groins. Come back through center. Take your hands wide again, coming in how you came out. Dig the knees down and drag back towards the belly. Press the hands down, hold the fullness in the back, hamstring hug, heels to the bum to lift up. Bring the hands back to the mat. And the spring load through the center. So the hips root back and the heart pulls forward. Holding the alignment of your spine, that fullness through the thoracic, and little dips in the cervical and the lower lumbar. The hips keep mounding wide behind, and the heart keeps pulling forward. All the while, keep pushing the mat away to inflate through the shoulder blades. The whole rib cage expanding wide all sides. Next time you sit your hips back, hold them back here. Peel the left knee open to the side and place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the right foot out just a little bit. Sit your hips back wide towards your heel and then find a rise up into your left side. Hips pull back, soften the belly open to the left and lift into the left side ribs. Little pulses here, just creeping into that left side line. can take your left hand, catch underneath the right ribs, root the hips back, and then spiral the rib cage up towards the sky. Gentle, less is more. Root back, spiral up. Root back, spiral up. And then take a big stretch, reach your arm long, lengthen the whole left side. If it feels okay, if you have the space, you can take your left hand to your right forearm. Eyes look down to the ground. Keep your hips rooting back as you spiral up and open. Release the bind if you've caught one. Connect your left hand to the front of your left knee. Little resistance when they meet. Roots the hips further back. Keeps the belly long and open. Lift the chin out of the throat. Press the mat away and hold that lightness underneath the right armpit. Little springing here if you like. Reach your left arm forward and long. And then take your left foot and place it in front of the right thigh. Nuzzle it in there. Left dome hand down to this mat. Sit the hips back, be nice and gentle. Sit into your seat and then take a big stretch. Reach open and long. Sit deep, root back. Stay here if that feels good for you. Little glide of your hips side to side, and then big reach. A couple more things you can work into are getting nice and low. You can also open. Just finding some movement that feels good for you. One more full inhale. And exhale, releasing, coming back to center. Unlink the leg, all fours. And we'll take some undulations of the spine one more time. So big waves. If you prefer to creep into the sidelines, you are welcome to do that. If you prefer some barrel rolls, you can do that too. Just finding movement that feels organic and moving to you. Find some stillness. Strong push of the mat away. Fill through the back rib cage. Crown is reaching forward and the hips are rooting back. Take a little spring load here. Rooted back, hips, heart pulling forward. Forward and back. Little tensegrity that you're creating in the belly, this lengthening. It's like an elastic. Shoot forward and back. And the next time you sit your hips back, hold them back here, peel the right knee open to the side, and place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Root the hips back wide, and then find a big rise up into your right side. So finding that lovely extension into the right side line. And keep your hips pulling back, just gentle. Opening the belly soft. Chin is lifted, throat is open, rising into the ribs. You can take your right hand underneath your left ribs. Root the hips back, and then gentle spiral upwards. Root back into the twist. Root back into the twist. Keep the hips rooting back. In particular, that left hip's going to want to creep forward. And then release and take a big stretch. Right arm reaches forward and long. Reaching and opening, extending that whole right side. Option to take a connection here, a bind. Right hand to the left forearm. Sit back, root back, eyes to the ground as you spiral the ribs open towards the sky. A little pulsing here, binding to create a deeper, intense stretch on the right side. Being gentle and breathing with each movement. Last one, big and open. Release the bind. And take your right hand to the front of your right knee. Pick up the foot. Little resistance. Press your knee into your hand to send the hips back. Soften the belly. Lift the chin. Gentle springing forward and back if you like to move. Otherwise, you can hold this a little more static. Wherever you are, be with it. Move with it. Breathe with it. We'll take that big stretch. Right arm reaches forward long, open. And then place your right foot in front of the left thigh. Left hand down to the, right hand down to the right side of the mat. Sit the hips back wide and deep towards your heel. Feel that. And then big stretch, reach open. So just exploring this here. This might be more intense for some than others. And so being gentle and taking it to where you want to go lower feels to intensify to me. And so you can play with heights. You can also work your spirals open. I love this stretch. Big into your butt. And take one more full inhale, be with wherever you are. And then unlink your foot, come back to all fours, hands and knees. Press the mat away, inflate the back. Feel your shoulder blades broad and widening all sides. And tuck the toes, lift the knees up, hands and feet. Little pedal of your heels. A little dance with your butt, get wavy, find that serpentine soft quality. And then some stillness. Externally rotate right, toes and knees to the left. Sit deep, rise up. Option, drop the right, pick up the left, one arm, one leg, side balance. Find your roots before you release this connection here. So root down through your right foot, extend through your leg, send your hip wide up and high into the sky. Press the mat away and then rise into your left ribs. Left knee keeps hugging in towards the belly. Options here, little pedal. Option, connect your fist to your knee, pressing the ground away. Rooting this hip back wide behind, open belly. Last final option, make a shooting star. Extend with tensegrity your leg away from you. Reach your left arm forward and long, open up. And coming down. Whether you lifted your leg or not, left hand is going to land on an external rotation. The left knee is going to sweep underneath of you, pivot on the right. Step the left foot long beside the left, the toes face forward, up. And drop your hips towards your heels and take a big stretch with your right arm, reaching forward and long. Hips drop low, thighs pull back. Big, open it up. You can play with taking a seat. Drop your heart towards the mat, root back towards the left, and then spiral open. One more pulse, you can connect your fist to your head, resisting more length into the belly, more length into the neck, and then come back through center. And pedal the heels, and shift the hips. Other side, externally rotate left, twist toes and knees to the right. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into your side line. And pulsing here, feels good and open, free. Option, drop your left, pick up your right. Find your base first, So connect the left foot to the mat. Extend through the left leg, root the hip back wide and high into the sky. Keep your right knee hugging in towards the belly. Rise into your right ribs, cascading left ear to left shoulder. Option, sticky pedal. A little resisted, like you're pulling through honey kind of pedal. Option, connect your fist to your knee. Resist, open the belly. And keep extending into your left leg. Keep the hips high. Last option, shooting star. With a energetic energy kicking out of your right foot. Shoot it long as you reach forward and long, opening it up. Wherever you are, right hand lands on an external rotation. Right knee is going to sweep underneath of you. Revolve, kitty. Right foot lands forward facing upwards. Drop your hips down towards your heels and then take a big stretch. What is your left arm reaches forward and long. Hips drop low, thighs pull back towards the belly. Big open. You can connect into your spirals here by dropping the hips, rooting them back towards the right side. Heart faces down, so you find these roots in the spiral. Root back and then spiral open. One more pulse option to connect your hand to the top of your head, resisting more length into the belly, more length into the neck. And then come back through center. Wide knees takes you down. Wide child's pose. You can take your hands forward just like they are. You can make yourself a little head rest. Big full breathing. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always just find a seat. Connecting back into your breath. Take your hands forward, rise the heart up, bring your knees back center, and tuck the toes, lift up, hands and feet. Externally rotate, right hand, twist toes and knees to the left. Sit the hips, rise the ribs. Last little pulses here on this side. Make them sweet, you could stretch long. And drop your right hip down. We'll come onto the right forearm on an angle to the top left-hand corner of your mat. The right elbow is rated just a little bit ahead of the shoulder. You can stay chill with the left foot where it is and just kind of working a lightness here. Or you can take this left foot and place it in front of the right thigh. Energetically resist the knee away from you. You can stay here, reaching and opening. Or I will also offer that you take your right forearm and take a twist here. This is quite a deep twist, and so if this doesn't feel good for your rotation ability, then don't worry about it, come back. And also you could just be like rotating this way a little bit. You could take a fist to the mat and resist it down and back. Whatever feels good here. You can pulse forward and back, pressing the forearms into the mat to hold the fullness and expansion through the shoulder blades. Chin is lifted and the throat is open. Whether you twist it or not, we'll take the right hand and slide it long to the top left-hand corner of the mat so that you may lie onto your side. This left leg is going to drape over top of the right, kind of like you're lying on the couch. And then press your arms forward of your heart and spiral your heart up towards the sky. I love to take a bind here, so take your right hand to the outside edge of your left thigh. Left hand can chin up, bar back behind. A little dome shape with your hand can connect to the ground. Elbow faces upwards. If you prefer to just have this arm reaching long, you can. If you prefer it to kind of hug in with you, if that feels better for your shoulder, you're welcome to do that too. Just taking a twist that feels healthy for you. Allow yourself to roll all the way onto your back. Keep this cross and shift your hips to the center of the mat. Well, I'll preface this. If this cross is going to be too much, this is where we're going. We're going to cow face pose, where we catch the ankles and we resist the knees away from us towards the back of the mat. Lift the chin and open the throat. If this is too much, then you can come back where we were like this and just create a cross ankle, and you can come to catch the shin. I take my right hand to my left knee and my left hand to support the outside edge of my left knee. Yes. So this is a great option. Or if you would prefer to join for cow face pose, catching both ankles and then allowing your knees to fall towards the back of the mat. And you'll notice that when your knees go back, your chin starts to tuck in. So just lifting the chin out of the throat. Finding some softness here. How can you let go? Surrender into this little twisty, bindy thing. And take one more big full inhale. And then an exhale. Release the ankles. Unwind your legs. Place your right foot to the mat and interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Allow the thigh to pull heavy into your hands so that your arms pull long and your shoulder blades broaden. And then energetically lift your heel upwards towards the sky while softening your foot towards the mat, towards your head. And this can be quite chill. It's the objective of like rooting the femur into the hip socket. We don't need to go crazy here. If you would like to roll your ankle a little bit, I find that that's like really nice. Okay. And then place your foot back down. Pick your bum up and shift it towards the left side. Reach your right arm long so that you lie back onto your right. Plant your left hand in front of your heart and slide yourself back up, hands and feet. Little spring here, forward and back. And then external rotation of the left hand, toes and knees to the right. Sit the hips and then rise into the ribs. These are your last pulses. Make them sweet, yummy and open. And then drop your left hip down. Hips land behind the heart. We'll take our left forearm on an angle to the top right hand corner of the mat. You can keep it chill, leaving the right foot just right where it landed. You can just move here a little bit forward and back. You may also take your right foot, place it in front of the left thigh, and energetically resist the knee away from you. Again, just kind of making it your own, moving in ways to explore, getting curious with your body. If you like the twist on the other side, if that felt in your range, you can take the left forearm back facing forward, and the right forearm can meet beside. And so this is quite a deep twist, and you might have more happiness if you take your right arm forward and resist your fist down and pull back. I'm just giving you a little bit more space, a little less of a deep rotation in that twist. Either space is great, or no twist is also great. I'm just finding gentle movement. Okay. And then take your left arm and reach along to the top right-hand corner of the mat so that you can lie onto your side. Right leg drapes over top of the left. And setting up for a twist, we press the arms forward of the heart and then spiral the heart up towards the sky. I like this bind, so the left hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. The right hand can chin up, bar back behind, or you can lie it out if you prefer, or you can keep it connected close. Whatever is your flavor. You can move with this a little bit, pulsing in and out into a resistance. And then when this feels complete for you, allowing yourself to roll all the way onto your back. Keep this cross, so the right leg is now crossed over top of the left. Again, the same options. Live here on this side if you like, if that feels good for your knees. This cow face, where we catch the ankles and then resist the knees away from you. You're welcome to take that variation. Or you can cross ankle over top of the thigh. I like to catch my shin or take my left hand to my left knee and my right hand to support the outside edge of my right knee. Just holding whatever space feels good for you. If you've caught this cow face variation, your knees will pull towards the back of the mat. Keep the chin lifted and the throat open. Breathe. Breathe into a surrender here. This is can be quite a bind. Take one more big full inhale. And an exhale releases the ankles. And take your left foot to the mat. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Allow your thigh to get heavy in your hands so the arms pull long and the shoulder blades broaden. And then kicking upwards towards the sky, maintaining a gentle bend in the knee. The heel energetically lifts up as the toes soften towards the heart. Feel like those ankle rolls. You can take a couple little cracks, going both directions a few times. And then release your foot down to the mat. Cross your left ankle over top of the right thigh and allow your legs to fall gently to the left side. Take your hands, little domes above your head, elbows up to the sky. And you can also take, with this variation, your left hand to the outside edge of your right elbow and find a gentle resistance so the elbow's pulling away from the hand. This will broaden into the shoulder blades. Lift up your chin. Rise back through center. And press your right foot into the mat, lift up your bum and inch it to the left just a little bit, drop it back down, twist to the right. Right hand can catch your left ankle, left hand chin up, bar back behind. You can resist your knee just gently away from you towards the back of the mat. If it's not okay for you to catch your ankle, you don't have to. Here is an opportunity for an IT stretch, so the right hand can catch your foot or your knee or your calf or your thigh or somewhere along this line of your leg. Whatever you catch, resist your femur back into the hip socket. You can even take your left hand and support your leg as well. You can even be pulling the flesh upwards, starting with the bum up and up and up. And then come back up through center. Plant the toes, pick your bum up, drop it back down. We'll go over to the other side, cross the right leg over top of the left. Easy twist, legs fall to the right. You can take your hands above the head, elbows to the sky. Right hand this time can catch the outside edge of your left elbow and just gently resist. Coming back up through center. And press your left foot into the mat. Pick your bum up, inch it to the right just a little bit. Drop it back down. Twist to the left. Right foot lands to the left side. Left hand can catch your right ankle if it's in your reach. Right hand, chin up, bar back behind. Energetically, the knee is just gently resisting towards the back of the mat. And here, if it feels good, if you did it on the other side, you can take that IT stretch, either your hand to your foot or your calf or your knee, and just extending your leg long towards the left side. With this, think about rooting your right femur back so that you hold an integrity in your spine. You can also catch your right hand to your butt and just guide it widening. If you catch your hands to your feet, almost like gas pedal, so like press your feet into your hand just a little bit is going to intensify it quite a bit. And come back up through center. Pick up your bum, plant it back down, catch your knees, little rock side to side, the knees pulling heavy so the arms are long and the shoulder blades are broad and the feet are soft. Take your knees into the air, reach your arms high into the sky. Just touching the heels, tap down as the arms reach back, looking for length in the belly, and then lifting back up. Nice and slow, like a meditation. I'm searching for that like elastic tensegrity pull in the belly as the heels tap down and the arms reach back. And then place your feet down. Cross your arms ahead of your heart and just moving with your ribs back and forth. Give your back a little massage. You can resist your wrists together. You can cross your wrists and switch. You can go with your knees side to side. And then extend your legs long. And take your hands to your bum and spread those cheeks. Big bear hug for opposite shoulders. Broaden them, widen them. Give yourself space to breathe big and full. And then arms out to the side, palms up or down. You can decide. And press the back of the head into the mat. Open the throat, lifting the chin. Allow yourself to be held here. Full softness, full surrender. And bringing it back to your intention. Bringing it back to the power that lives in you to create your reality, to create this new story, this new beginning. And stay for as long as you can. Melting, softening, surrendering. And then get up and make a plan. How can you start right now? Thank you for practicing. I love you. If you want to do anything, let me know. I got a lot of time. And I'm happy to create. So thanks for being here, and enjoy your time, whatever time of the day it is that you're tapping into this. And may your heart be held in kindness and love.